Okay, so this is part 2. My battery died, and rather than just restart the whole first part, I just figured that'll be part 1, and I'm still on my book of shadows with talking about my journal, so this is part 2, and I should be able to get through the rest of it no problem. Again, this is my book of shadows. As I already said, I did the whole drawing thing and that wasn't working, but I still wanted pictures in my book of shadows just because it makes me happy. And so I ended up finding pictures that I really liked. The goddess picture, the 3 phases, maiden, mother, crone of the goddess. I just liked these pictures, and so I ended up printing them up while I was at school, actually, and putting them in my book. And I feel that even though I didn't actually hand draw any of those pictures, because I am so bad at drawing, that this works for me. I didn't have very many God pictures, so I think it's really easy when you come from a religion like Christianity, where everything is so focused on the God aspect, that when you switch over to a religion or spirituality such as pagan, that you kind of tend to swing in the opposite direction, and that's kind of what I did. I kind of swung all goddessy and everything for a while, and I really wanted both aspects in this book of shadows, and I've been really working with both of the energies now, because I kind of wanted to get away from the one or the other and just be how it's supposed to be. That we recognize all masculine and feminine. I haven't gotten much farther than this, so this is kind of where I'm going to stop. This is Sabbath and Espets, and I have a really cool looking, I think it's a Samhain picture. I might be able to see that or not. And I started with Samhain, and I did Yule. I left some pages in the back so I can add to it of each Sabbath. And I included some pictures too. And I started on in bulk, and that's kind of where I stopped. I'll probably end up doing a video later on some of my books, and I will show you the book I have that I got some of that information from for my book of shadows. It is so torn up because I've been reading and highlighting and bending it, and I do not treat books like that. I was raised better than that, but for some reason I've just been going crazy with that book. This book, I'm not really going to go into open it up because there's really nothing in it, but this is what I have dedicated to be my psychic journal. And I've done a lot of work in the past with tarot cards. I do a little bit now, but mostly if it doesn't have anything to do with me, because I find that when I do tarot cards or read them for myself, I'm usually in the midst of a very emotional situation. I'm like, help me please, and I am so emotional about it that I can't read for myself. And so that's part of the reason why I decided to start the psychic journal, is that when I do read for myself, if I write down the cards that I got and the impression that I got at the time and the day that I read them, then I can go back and start seeing patterns and maybe be able to help myself out with the cards a little, because I've been able to help a lot of people, and people are like, wow, you're so good at this, but I can't help myself. And what's the point of being able to do something like that. I don't want to call it a gift. It is a skill, but it's a skill I haven't been able to develop working on internally, and I need to do that. And I don't think there's any point in keeping a set of tarot cards at your house if you can't work on yourself. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel differently about that, but that's how I feel, and that's why I'm going to start this one. And this, I don't know what I'm going to use this for yet. I thought that maybe I might put my spells and herbal remedies in this one. I'm not entirely sure yet. It depends on how things go with the Book of Shadows. And yeah, but I found this at Walmart for $12, and I kind of feel like it was a lot to spend, but it was so cool. I couldn't pass it up. It's kind of, I don't think it's real leather, but it's very leathery looking. No, I don't think it is real leather. Oh yes, it says genuine bonded leather, and that was at Walmart, so I guess it's real leather. There's like sewn all around the edge, and it's got lined pages in it. I do like lined pages because I'll end up all kinds of crooked and big and little letters if the pages aren't lined. So I think that's what I'm going to use this one for, is spells and herbal remedies. Those are the 3 journals I have now. I was thinking about having a separate journal for dreams, but I'm thinking I'm probably just going to include that in the psychic journal, and then when I fill that one up, just getting a new one and including my readings and my dreams in there as well. I don't want to have too many journals. I already have my personal journal. It's just all kinds of crazy all over the place when I write in there. I'm usually writing it once a year. And I also have my online blog that I think I've done 1 post in. I used to be real faithful about blogging, and just over the years I haven't really kept up with it as much anymore. I think I deleted a lot of blogs because those phases of my life were over, and like there was a blog that I kept when I was in the military, and when I got out, I just kind of felt like that phase of my life is over. Yes, I will always be a veteran because I can't change the fact that I served, and I'm not sure I really want to change that fact. But there were things that happened that I just kind of felt, that whole phase of my life, let's just delete it. Let's just get it over with and not focus on that anymore. So I deleted that, and then I had another one after that I was going through some real internal issues at the time, and a friend of mine actually brought up the point. She was a friend that I knew from growing up in church, and she was like, our lives are so different now, I don't really see how we can be friends. And that really hurt my feelings, and yet I was able to step back and realize that to some extent she was right, and if she was going to say something like that, I should let her make that choice. But to another extent, she was wrong, and what she had been reading in my blog was not really who I was as a person, and I wasn't really letting my true self out in that blog. I was just here, there, all over the place, and so I deleted that one too. And I recently had one that the name didn't really match what I was writing about, so I got rid of that one too. So I started a new one, and I'll probably end up adding the link to my profile here on YouTube. and but I'll probably be a little more with the vlogging. I think it'll be good for me to do that. So yeah, that's the journaling side of me, and let's see.